Lowry.
Thank
Lowry.
you.
Les will try to get in there half hour early.
Who's
Gunner-
going to get half an hour? Who's going to arrive half an hour early?
Lettuce is going to attempt
right.
to do that.
Gunner always attempts to make it to the location at least 10 minutes early, but he is probably going to be delayed a little from avoiding the
Invicta
prying
9.
eyes.
Are you trying to arrive early or
Yeah.
how?
Since, taxi would probably be late, so he's going to aim to be a little early, half an hour maybe.
Yeah, so Lettuce and Invicta 9 sort of arrive at the entrance to this club at about the same time. Let me just...
Is that lettuce, or how do you pronounce it?
Lettuce.
Lettuce.
Like the
Lettuce.
vegetable, yeah?
Yeah, I like the vegetable torque.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Honest question.
Aiden, you linked me a picture of your Enviro suit.
Wonderful. Let me go and give you the specific PDF.
So, does anybody have any street cred? Any? Or am I playing with a brand new team of runners?
Brand new
I'm
for
pretty
me.
raw.
My guy is brand new.
So there are there's two big, heavy trolls on the door in suits, who are clearly a physical barrier to entry. Unfortunately, standing with them is a snooty-looking elf. And as you arrive early, she goes, "And who are you?"
I kind of...
Well, admittedly...
Lettuce and I are, standing side by side at this point, right?
I suppose so.
I kind of look to Lettuce and shrug and let him say what he needs to say.
Ah, yes, hello. I believe we're here for a meeting of sorts, and I'll give a description of the woman.
The fact that you give a description of who you're going to meet manages to get the elf on the door to go, "Oh, very well. She's inside. Standard rules apply." What the standard rules are? Well, let's hope you know them. If you don't know them, oh well. You go inside. The Seattle Speakeasy is a throwback, 150 years of style into the past. It's decorated in a 1920s, 1930s style, with a low roof that even some taller humans and elves have to duck under the beams of. Trolls and orcs, well, it's just unfortunate. There's lots of leather and wood present, very few electronics. You notice that any matrix wirelessly active items you have stop working as your matrix connection drops away.
Neat. Can you describe the smells a little bit?
The smells are of rich leather, expensive cologne and perfume, high-grade food including endangered mates. Yes. Is the net playing with the current errata that shift is a dual-natured?
I don't believe so.
Cool. Do you have astral perception? Do you use it?
I do not use it. However, something I should have said beforehand, using the usual...
Cool. Can you just... See, you don't need to actually look, but you feel the distinct little tingle
on that,
as
though.
you walk through a mana
I forgot to
area.
say beforehand. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes.
I'll,
Vector, kind of feeling that he's not in a time zone, will shrug, turn all his wireless devices off, because they're not working anyway, and go on his way to meet the Johnson. Or Miss... What do female Johnsons call him? Miss Johnson?
Mr. Johnson. Yes. So, the two of you managed to find this woman in her late 50s, human, green dress, and she's currently enjoying a bottle of wine that she's got uncorked. She says, sit down, there's 2 more coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, closer to 7 o'clock, about 1 or 2 minutes beforehand, Lowry and Gunnar turn up.
Hello.
Yeah, so how are you guys going to get in?
Walk up. Or rather, Gunnar walks up to the one of the bouncers, gives him a nod. I'm here for a meeting with a woman by this description.
Alright, giving the description lets you get in. The other 2 are
yeah.
already here. Please go inside.
Or rather, Gunnar walks in as they bugger. Alright. Gunnar walks in, nodding at both of them. Thank you, Omes.
I'm gonna be checking that little piece of paper. Yeah, I guess I'm with him.
Yeah, the pair of you go in together. So, there's 4 runners now seated around the table, along with the woman. The woman says, I expect that the prices here are a little out of your range. Order, I'll pick up the tab. But it's quite simple, really. The IRS believes I owe it some back taxes. I disagree. They've sent me letters, I've sent them the letters, I'm pulling my lawyers up, but they've said that they've, passed this debt to Sun-Moon Dojo Holdings Inc. Your job is relatively simple. Stop Sun-Moon Dojo Holdings from stealing my wealth.
Gunnar nods.
Do you have any specific things you mean by your wealth, or do you to protect the entire perimeter?
I mean, yeah, that's actually a pretty good question. Do you need us to protect a place or a thing?
It's quite simple. I am not willing to suffer a loss of more than 100,000 New Yen. You shall secure my boat, my residence, my art collection, as well as immaterial wealth I possess.
Huh. Well, that shouldn't be too hard.
And the time frame exactly would be what?
Well, standard security guards from a corporation cost on the order of 500 million per day for this kind of detailing. I'm offering 2,000 yen per day until this is resolved. It's unlikely to take fewer than at least a couple of days, but probably no longer than a week until my lawyers come in and sort it all out.
Alright.
And I assume you're using all the standards of the non-standard loopholes? Show you roll business law.
Sorry, what are you saying? I didn't hear the start of it.
I'm asking her if she's using all the standard and some of the non-standard loopholes for this sort of thing, because this is exactly the kind of stuff Lance would do, and has done in the past with various assets.
Yeah, she's going to say, I don't feel that I need to explain my taxation position to you. Merely
Very well.
the location and distribution of my assets that you are to be protecting.
Would it be too much to ask for an image of your property, ma'am? So that we know what we're doing?
I shall take you on a guided tour of the assets, pending accepting this job.
I mean, with all due respect, ma'am, I see no problem with accepting this job.
And would happen to agree. You have been wronged, and who are we to not help you.
I mean, nobody's money should be unlawfully taken.
Truly.
All taxes are wrong, so.
But yes.
So then, the Mrs. Johnson says, well, let us have dinner, then we can begin with a tour, and, well, security can start tomorrow morning. Please, order what you like. There is no menu. You just tell the waiters what you want.
Well, Les will clearly get a raspberry vinaigrette salad. No meat. Maybe fish, but no red meat.
I'm going to look at her. Really? Okay. Lowry's going to order an apple juice.
You see a man come over to your table with a wooden press that they load 4 apples into and press it down into a glass right in front of you.
Gunnar just cocks an eyebrow.
This is a woman with an outstanding tax bill of 8.3 million.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am going to savor this like it's. Lowry is going to savor that glass like it is the most expensive glass of champagne he has ever laid eyes on.
I mean, Vector's going to order a very fresh Cobb salad, because that actually sounds very good right now.
Yes, the Mrs. Johnson orders sturgeon with caviar.
I am just getting a same thing Vector got. Shirt.
Very well. Yeah. So, after about 45 minutes worth of dining, the Ms. Johnson stands up and nods to the waiter, says, of course, and indicates that the 4 of you should follow her, and walks out onto the street. Apparently stopping to pay is for poor people. Or something.
Alright, well.
As she walks out onto the street,
Oh, I am
by
going to
perfect
go ahead and follow
timing,
her.
by perfect timing, a limousine pulls up.
I follow her at it, or rather Gunnar follows her at it as well.
She steps into the limousine, and the limousine drives just a few relatively short blocks away to this location here, where there is a luxury apartment building rising high up into the Seattle skyline. It is not the tallest building in, you know, a quarter mile, but it's one of them. And the limousine pulls into the underground car park after passing a security barrier, and evidently at least a few checks. In the underground car park, the limousine pulls up to the elevator. Ms. Johnson gets out, goes over to the elevator, has her thumbprint, voice print, retina, and keycard checked. Then the elevator doors open. She steps in and indicates that the 4 of you should follow her.
I continue to follow.
Yep.
Follow as well.
Yeah, I guess I am. I feel totally out of place, though.
Yes. The elevator is fast but smooth, and rises up to the top of the building. In fact, it doesn't actually go to the top story. It stops 3 stories from the top, and the elevator opens up, and there's a very small, nondescript landing with a heavily framed door right there. Again, the Miss Johnson goes through a number of biometric scans and waves a key card, and